This is the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. Good evening, all. I'm Shashina Roll-Parkes, and as always, it is so great to have you with us. Topping news tonight, firefighters at the hour fighting a massive brush fire on Midshipman Road that is threatening homes and property in the area. Now, it was said to be a scary situation for many residents, and tonight, they are hopeful that the blaze can be put out with any damage to residents of that community. Our Ramiko Knowles was on the ground all day, and he joins us live now. Ramiko, has the situation gotten any better?
Well, Shayna, I wish I can tell you that things have gotten better, but at this present moment, it has not. The wind speed is picking up, which means that the fire, the smoke is intensifying and spreading across 3 portions of East Grand Bahama right now. We know that the Grand Bahama Highway, along with Midshipman Road and East Sunrise Highway, is actively at blaze right now. Police officials, along with fire officials, have been hard at work since about 12 o'clock this afternoon, attacking this blaze. As a matter of fact, if you look just behind me, you can see one of the fire trucks here on Grand Bahama retrieving water from one of the fire hydrants. Of course, this is a high traffic area at the moment because a lot of the traffic is being diverted onto Midshipman and Churchill Drive. But just a few moments ago, we had 3 fire engines here retrieving water. And so that's a good sign that they are actively at work attacking this blaze. Right now, the caution light is out. So that means within this area, there possibly may not be any power. We did speak with GB Power officials earlier who said that they had to turn out portions of this area because some of the poles caught on fire and some of the transformers have blown. We spoke to some of the residents because we've been out here since about 3 o'clock this afternoon. We spoke to many of the residents. One of the vehicles caught on fire and they've been home since about 12 o'clock, some 3 o'clock, some just arriving home and trying to protect their properties from receiving any damage from this blaze that has been attacking threatening their home since about 12 o'clock this afternoon. So this is a very serious situation taking place in Grand Bahama at the moment. Standing by with me is Press Liaison Officer Stephen Roll, who is going to give us an update as to what police officials along with fire officials are doing at this moment to contain this blaze. And if you can see just in the rear of me, the smoke is intensifying, and that's why they are actively trying to keep traffic at bay in this area. But this has been an active day for police. Stephen Roll, what are police doing at this present moment?
Well, as you can see, we've got 2 fire trucks on scene along with our partners. The fire spread very widely through this area, Grand Bahama, Midshipman Road, of course, East Sunrise Highway. So we're doing our best to try to get the fire under control. As you can see behind me, the fire is still ablaze, but nevertheless, the fire department is doing their part to get the fire under control. However, I want to advise the public, those who live in this area, if you have to come in this area, please drive with keen attention. Because the fire is actually spreading, enough to when it's picked up. And also, those who don't live in this area, please, if you can, avoid this area as best as possible. And if you come in this area, please drive with due care and attention because there's plenty of smoke and the visibility is very, very low.
Okay. And at this present moment, you mentioned that fire officials are on the scene. How long do you think that this will persist? As you mentioned, the wind is picking up.
Well, they're going to remain on scene until this fire is subsided and is fully extinguished.
Have you heard anything about property or any injuries at this present time?
At present, no injuries reported. Minor property damages, probably 1 or 2 vehicles or a vessel. That's it.
But at this present moment, police are urging persons who are traversing this area to drive with due care and attention.
Oh, that's correct, sir, yes.
There's been a concern about the fire trucks. You also mentioned that 3 was on the scene earlier today, and they've been actively attempting to tackle this blaze.
We've got 4 now. So like I said, our partners are assisting us very greatly. So they're out in full force. We got the whole area covered, surrounded by fire trucks. So we're fighting this fire from all ends.
What areas are actually at blaze at this moment?
If you see right behind me on Midshipman Road, the Blowing Drive, and of course on East Sunrise Highway. So if you can avoid those areas, please stay far from those areas. And also if you come in these areas, please drive with due care and attention.
Thank you so much. Press Liaison Officer Stephen Roll. I'm also here with Eddie Victor, who has been someone who has been notifying residents in this area to drive with due care and attention and to come home and protect their property, if possible, from about 12 o'clock this afternoon.
Yes. My wife and myself, once we were aware of the extent of this fire, we had made sure to advise everyone to take every possible action they can to secure their home, primarily by wetting the surrounding areas, your roof, your gas tanks, anything that can possibly catch on fire. I've never seen the fire to this extent widespread. This is unusual because you're talking about Acacia Groves, Lincoln Park, Chesapeake Subdivision, Green and Glades, Fortune Point by Club Fortuna. There are fires in multiple different areas that are raging. And so you cannot take these fires lightly. And I can talk from experience because our church burned down because of a forest fire. And what is so similar to what happened back then and now is this gusting wind. During the fire that burnt down our church, we had winds similar to this. And it's the wind that is driving the fire. And so we just encourage residents, take every precaution you can and protect your home. And especially pay attention to the elderly. There are a lot of elderly persons here. This smoke is not good for them. If you have to move them, if they're not in a secure location, move them to a much better area where we don't have the fire.
All right. Thank you so much, Pastor Eddie Victor. Speaking from personal experience, having lost their church because of a bushfire. Once again, police officials are urging everyone that's traversing this area to drive with due care and attention. As he mentioned earlier, that they will be on the scene until they contain the blaze, which is active on Grand Bahama Highway, East Sunrise Highway, and also on Midshipman Road. Live from Midshipman for the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. Ramiko Knowles, back to you in studio, Sheena.
Excellent reporting as always, Ramiko, and of course we will continue to follow this story. Well, the Grand Bahama Power Company has issued an emergency power outage notice as a result of this ongoing brush fire. The system in these areas have been de-energized for the safety of all customers and the emergency team. Now, these areas include Fortune Point, Fortune Key, Garden of the Groves, Shannon Drive, Chesapeake, Spanish Main Drive, Mater Town, as well as Lincoln Park subdivision. And of course, the power company is apologizing for any inconvenience caused. And according to the press release, restoration efforts will begin once it is safe to do so. Well, one day after opposition leader Michael Pintard hosted a press conference on police officers in the housing subdivision here on Grand Bahama who overstayed their time, comes a strong statement by Minister of National Security Wayne Munroe, who tonight says he's setting the record straight. Our Shane Stubbs has more in this report.
The Ministry of National Security should immediately withdraw that letter so that they are able to address what will be a housing crisis for officers.
That's Opposition Leader the Honorable Michael Pintard in a press conference addressing the police housing issue. But tonight the minister is firing back. Through a statement released yesterday evening, Minister Munroe says Michael Pintard's reckless and misleading statements on police housing show a clear disregard for facts and a willingness to politicize a routine administrative matter. Before making baseless claims, he should have done his due diligence and sought the truth instead of irresponsibly spreading falsehoods. The facts are clear. No police officer has been forced onto the streets. The housing assessment applies to officers who have lived in government-provided rentals for at least 5 years, some for as long as 2 decades, at the expense of the police budget. Every officer was given ample notice and multiple options. Officers received 3 to 6 months notice to transition to private accommodations. If additional time was needed, they were instructed to make a formal request. Not a single officer has submitted such a request. The Commissioner acted within the law and long-standing policy. The force's standing orders outlined the rules regarding housing, and officers who were unaware of them were provided copies. Some officers had already secured private housing while still occupying government rentals. The statement furthers, once an officer is deemed domiciled, meaning they have lived in a government-provided residence beyond the entitled period of 5 to 6 years, the financial obligation should no longer fall on the government. The reality is that for years, the government has continued to absorb these housing costs despite officers surpassing the period of entitlement. This has resulted in a situation where public funds have been used for expenses that should have been the responsibility of the officers themselves. The Commissioner of Police is now correcting the issue by enforcing the standard policy. Once an officer is deemed domiciled, they must either assume responsibility for their housing costs or relocate. Officers have been given 6 months to make their arrangements. The government has also forgiven the financial obligations that officers should have assumed long ago, a move that underscores fairness, not hardship. Unlike my predecessor, I will not interfere with the independent administration of the Royal Bahamas Police Force. The statement continues, it is very clear that the Free National Movement does not respect the independence of the Royal Bahamas Police Force or the Office of the Commissioner. Instead of consulting or seeking to understand the matter, they resort to making foolish and irresponsible commentary. Pintar's decision to ignore the facts proves that his goal was never to advocate for the officers, but rather to manufacture controversy for political gain. This kind of reckless behavior from the leader of the opposition is not just irresponsible, it is dishonest. The government remains committed to ensuring that public resources are used fairly and effectively while supporting the men and women of the Royal Bahamas Police Force. We will not be distracted by political gamesmanship, nor will we allow misinformation to go unchallenged. For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Shane Stubbs.
There you have it. Well, switching gears now, how will the Trump administration's tariffs impact the Bahamas, and what can the country do to weather the impact? The Grand Bahama Chamber of Commerce president weighing in with our Cleopatra Murphy.
Fears over increased inflation, recession, and other economic setbacks are just some of the concerns expressed in the Bahamas and globally in the face of a global trade war, the result of U.S. President Donald Trump's announced 25% tariffs on goods from Mexico, Canada, and China. However, after what has already been several starts and pauses since Trump's initial February 1st executive order, President of the Grand Bahama Chamber of Commerce Dylan Knowles is skeptical to what extent tariffs will be implemented, but is weighing their impact at home.
If he implements these tariffs, they obviously have the potential to have significant impact on us as a nation, as we import almost everything that we use from the U.S. And any tariff increases that they're going to pay on the goods that they import and then sell to us is going to trickle down to us.
Minister of Economic Affairs Senator the Honorable Michael Keatis, too, has voiced concerns over the trickle-down effect and the impact the trade war could have on economies in the U.S., Canada, and the EU, potentially triggering a recession. Effects already being felt as the Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development, or OECD, has lowered Canada's growth projections to 0.7% from 2%, also expecting Mexico's economy to shrink 1.3% after a previously expected 1.2% growth this year. When it comes to goods, Knowles says while it previously served the Bahamas to source from the U.S., the Bahamas would have to increasingly look at other markets.
The logistics of us buying from the U.S. is always more economical for us than trying to execute the logistics by bringing it directly from the original manufacturers. What tariffs might push that balance in the opposite direction, and then we will have to seek to source goods at the original manufacturers or elsewhere. This is all part of the challenges of business life and life in the global environment in which we live.
He says it is something the Bahamas will have to adapt to, as it is never a good idea to have all your eggs in one basket.
We as a country tend to be very comfortable with who we are and where we are and how we do things, and sometimes you require a little shake-up. So it could end up being a good thing for us.
The Trump tariffs still aren't done, with reciprocal tariffs set to take effect on April 2nd. For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Cleopatra Murphy.
Thanks, Cleo. And on to some lighter news. Local government officers sworn in and ready to officially serve. Our Jolanda Thompson-Everest was there for the special ceremony and filed this report.
A long-awaited ceremony marked the official swearing in of 7 councillors and 1 chief councillor as they took their oath and became local government representatives. Family and friends gathered at Pelican Bay Resort to witness this significant occasion. The newly elected officials expressed their eagerness to get to work and serve the people of Grand Bahama. The Honorable Ginger Moxie delivered remarks highlighting that this moment signifies a renewed commitment to progress, recovery, and transformation of the beautiful island of Grand Bahama.
As you, the newly elected council members, some new and some old, take on this crucial responsibility, know that you are not alone. The community of Grand Bahama is rooting for you.
Minister Moxie states that the Progressive Liberal Party recognizes local government as the voice of the people.
For this reason, we enacted the Local Government Bill 2024, a critical piece of legislation that prioritizes every island's needs by decentralizing the decision-making process and placing the power in the hands of local bodies who possess first-hand knowledge in their community needs.
Newly elected Chief Councillor Kendall Culmer declaring his intentions to collaborate with the Port Authority, the government, and anyone willing to work alongside local government to help make Grand Bahama great again.
Politically, we may sit on different sides, but we all know what our goal is, to better our community and work together as one.
The newly elected councillors took a moment to express their gratitude to those who played a key role in helping them reach this point, thanking everyone responsible for their success.
It is a declaration of our dedication to work for the betterment of our communities.
With the Chief Councillor, I want to thank him for his charge to make sure that we stay accountable to the people that put us where we are today as councillors.
For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Jolanda Thompson, Everest.
And still to come.
When we come back, we bring you the highlights of the 2025 Junior Junkanoo Parade, the details of these stories, sports, and more straight ahead when the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, returns.
Hear that? If you listen closely, you can hear the heartbeat of a nation. That unique sound of a great country pounding with colorful history, a rich culture, and unwavering ambition. When you look around, you recognize its pulse, the people who love to celebrate, who identify with triumph, a people who know how to be our brother's keeper. Commonwealth Bank, built by Bahamians, here for Bahamians, Bahamians helping Bahamians.
Come on down and see what Dolly Madison has in store for you. Renovate and rejuvenate at Dolly Madison.
Calling all local musicians. Celebration Key is holding auditions on March 27th. Showcase your talent and bring the rhythm of the Bahamas to the world. Register today and be part of the magic. The night before, a gripping stage production by S.L. Shepard live at the Regency Theater, March 27th to the 29th at 8 p.m. with a special matinee on March 30th at 5 p.m. Tickets are $30, available at Imagine Graphics, the 17th shop, and Gregory's Fine Foods. Get ready for the Freeport Business Expo Tourism Edition 2, happening May 1st and 2nd. Network, explore, and grow with top industry leaders. Register today at freeportbusinessexpo.com. Zing has more of what you need, from organic, gluten-free, and vegan snacks to eco-friendly products. They offer healthier choices every day. Visit number 8 West Cedar Street or call 812-5755. Zing, where better choices begin. Celebration Key presents the Lifeguard Swim Test in Freeport. Join the action at the YMCA on March 27th at 9 a.m. Walk-in registrations are welcome. Scan the code to register today and take the first step toward becoming a lifeguard.
It's the second annual Turks and Caicos. Come go with me. Musical and Jazz Festival, June 5th through 9th. Book your airline tickets now with BritishAirways.com, BahamasAir.com, or InterCaribbean.com.
It's the second annual Turks and Caicos Come Go With Me Musical and Jazz Festival, June 5th through 9th. Book your hotel now at Ports of Call Resort, Turks and Caicos. Daily breakfast included. Short distance from the event. Email now. Reservations at portsofcallresort.com using discount code CONCERT15.
Your number one team in the North. Only the sun covers the Bahamas better.
Welcome back. This past weekend, the streets of Grand Bahama came alive with the sights and sounds of the 2025 Junior Junkanoo Parade, showcasing an unforgettable celebration of culture, creativity, and rhythm. Students from preschools to senior schools joined forces to deliver energetic performances, bringing their unique themes to life and highlighting the future of Junkanoo in the Bahamas. Raven Davis has a recap.
It's the greatest show on earth, and this past weekend we saw exactly why, as schools from all across Grand Bahama came together to showcase a vibrant explosion of culture, creativity, and rhythm in the highly anticipated 2025 Grand Bahama Junior Junkanoo Parade. This year, the parade featured a spectacular array of participants from preschools, primary schools, the all-age division, junior high schools, and senior schools, all stepping into the spotlight on Explorers Way. The parade kicking off with the adorable and energetic energetic little darlings from Rising Star Christian Academy, who led the way with their theme, The 10 Little Indians. Bringing the sweetness to Explorer's Way was Growing Years Preschool with their theme, Candyland. Their Junkanoo performance dazzling the crowd with lively choreography. Kindercare followed with a fun theme, You Are What You Eat. The little ones danced as dancing watermelons, ice creams, and fries, bringing a playful energy to the route. Letty's Paradise followed with God's Promise Never Fails. As the parade continued, 5 primary schools joined the festivities, bringing their own unique themes and performances. Despite their small in numbers, the competition was fierce. Louisard Primary took a more futuristic approach with Junkanoo in the Stars, a theme that transported the audience into outer space. Aliens, astronauts, and shooting stars filled the streets, capturing the imagination of everyone watching. Bartlett Hill Primary sailed into the parade with their nautical theme presentation, Sailing into Excellence, showcasing the adventurous spirit of the sea and the journey toward greatness. While Hugh Campbell Primary reflected on nostalgia with their theme, Bring Back the Good Old Days. Martintown Primary wrapped up the primary school segment with their heartwarming theme, All Things Bright and Beautiful. In the all-age division, Tabernacle Baptist Christian Academy stepped up with their theme, Nothing Covers the Bahamas Like the Sun, which resonated deeply with our news team. We saw the anchor desk hit the route and an anchor who reminded us of our very own Ramiko Knowles. Newcomers Summit Heights Preparatory made a lasting impression with their theme, The Circus, impressing the crowd with their creativity and execution. The Beacon School, always a crowd favorite, brought their signature energy and vibrant creativity to the parade once again. Their theme, Winter Wonderland, brought the North Pole to this tropical climate. Now, San Juan Baptist Academy also carrying the crowd into an imaginative journey in the sky with their theme, Up, Up, and Away. As the parade moved into the junior high school division, the energy only intensified. The crowd cheered for Jack Hayward Junior High School with their theme, Going Back to the Islands. Sister Mary Patricia School took the audience on a nostalgic journey with their Blast from the Past theme, offering a throwback to the golden days of Bahamian culture, music, and tradition. Then there was the seniors. St. George's High School impressed with their theme, 4 Seasons. Their creative costumes and elaborate designs made them stand out, and they certainly lived up to their title as the defending champions. Jack Hayward High presented their theme, Eastern Asian Costume Festival. Their performance captured the elegance and grandeur of traditional Eastern Asian festivals with colorful costumes and graceful movements. But the excitement reached new heights as Amarok High School hit the parade route with their cartoon theme. As soon as their characters appeared, the crowd erupted in excitement, shouting Blue Jays, with beloved characters from past and present like Flintstones and PJ Masks making their appearance. In the end, though, there could only be one winner in each category. Taking the parade home in the preschool division is Growing Years Preschool. In the primary school division was Bartlett Hill. In the all-age division was Summit Heights Preparatory. And taking the crown down to 8 Mile Rock was the Blue Jays of 8 Mile Rock High School in the senior division. Now, as these young performers showcased their hard work and talent, it's clear to see that the future of Junkanoo is in good hands. For the Bahamas tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Raven Davis.
And that's a look at stories making news. Here's a check on Health is Wealth, sponsored by Doctors Hospital.
March is recognized as Kidney Awareness Month. As a nephrologist, which is a doctor that specializes in diseases of the kidneys and hypertension, I strive to raise awareness about disease prevention and early detection. Kidney diseases are silent killers and can largely affect your quality of life. In the Bahamas, like most countries worldwide, diabetes is the leading cause of kidney failure and is the most common diagnosis for those persons on dialysis. Hypertension follows closely behind as the second leading cause. Because of this, prevention strategies are enforced to help decrease the incidence worldwide. There's also a clear need for higher awareness, timely diagnosis, and proper follow-up, especially in pregnancy. So during this month, we call on everyone to check with your doctor to determine if you are at risk. I'm Dr. Monique Pratt, and remember, your greatest wealth is your health.
That's a wrap on news in the North. Jay, what's happening in sports?
Up in sports, best of the best basketball tournament next weekend.
Okay, you'll be featured?
I think so. I think you're playing as well, too.
You got that right.
Tonight's weather forecast is brought to you by Royal Star Assurance.
'Cause it's so beautiful.
See news in the making? Call us at 352-9713 or 359-5167, or you can email us at zns3news@gmail.com.
JS Events and JMC TCI presents 8 Mile Rock Homecoming. Sunday, April 20th at Sunset Village Fish Fry, 8 Mile Rock. Featuring live KB, T-Mac, Chino D, Wilfred Sullivan. Backed by the top tier band. Music by Kiko T. Live on the turntables. 8 Mile Rock Homecoming also presents the Last Man Sitting Domino Tournament. Special guest appearance by the Swingers Junkanoo Group. 8 Mile Rock Homecoming. Sunday, April 20th at Sunset Village Fish Fry, 8 Mile Rock. Gates open at 7 p.m. Showtime at 8 p.m. Tickets are $20 at the gate. Don't miss it. Sunday, April 20th at Sunset Village Fish Fry, 8 Mile Rock. Let the party begin.
Here at Freeport Decorators, we have hundreds of products for you to choose from. Whether you're in the market for trophies, plaques, rubber stamps, corporate signs, any kind of interior signage, stamps, or seals, we're your one-stop shop. We feature glass, acrylic, crystal awards for every occasion. We build all the trophies here on site. Looking for a gift item? We feature pens, key rings, mugs, tumblers, barbecue tools, even bamboo cutting boards. Have something already? Bring it on down. Let us see if we can print that special something on it for you. Need a headstone? Memorialize the memory of your loved one with a beautifully lasered granite marker. Our store hours are Monday to Friday, 9 to 5. We focus on customization. So if you have an idea or a new concept, bring it on down or call us at 352-5557 or even WhatsApp your idea to us at 646-0777, and we will do our best to make your awards and recognition ideas a reality.
Here at Island Bedding, we provide Bahamians a local option for factory direct quality sleep products. We have also expanded to include a range of furniture and home accessories. Check out our new living room pieces, including sectional, TV stands, accent tables, and more. Come on down to Island Bedding and feast your eyes on prices you have to see to believe. Located at number 5 Queens Highway, across from Caribbean Veterinarian.
Journey to a serene oasis. Relax. Rejuvenate. Renew. Welcome to Renew Day Spa. For appointments, call 352-RENU.
Guess what? Budget Pest Control has something important to show you. Cobb determines former Samus, the super termite. What makes them super? Their ferocious appetite can attack your home from below and above. They even attack forestry. But don't worry. Budget Pest Control has extensively studied this species on Grand Bahama. You can even check out our scientific paper. So you can count on us to protect your investment. Call Budget Pest Control, the termite specialist.
What is Business Fit? Business Fit is a group health insurance package offered by BAF Financial. What are some of the benefits of Business Fit? No deductible, dental and vision care, hospital room and board, surgical treatment, labs, medication and drugs, maternity, doctors, clinics, specialist visits, chemotherapy and radiation treatment, air and ground ambulance, and preventative care. Business Fit, offered by BAF Financial.
Your number one team in the North. Only the sun covers the Bahamas better.
Unfortunately, Jay, we didn't have time to get to sports, but we will have that full report in tomorrow evening's newscast. But on behalf of our entire ZNS News team, I'm Shoshana Roll-Parkinson.
And I'm Jay Philippe.
Thank you so much for tuning in. The Bahamas Tonight starts now.
ZNS News is brought to you by the new BTC. Fiber is here. Faster, stronger, more reliable. Together, we are unstoppable. Switch today.
Coming up in the Bahamas tonight, whatever it takes to protect the interest of Bahamians. The Prime Minister weighs in on the United States' increasing pressure against the Caribbean. Also, Bahamas Power and Light signs a major agreement for the installation of a 20-megawatt solar energy system, moving the country closer to renewable energy. Tune in to hear what this entails. And an extensive search ends with a non-Bahamian beating out tens of candidates to become UB's next president. Find out what factored into the top pick. The Bahamas Tonight, the National Report, starts now. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the broadcast. The Davis administration's hoping America's expansion of its Cuba-related visa restriction policy doesn't strike here or any of the Caribbean, for that matter. This as regional leaders hold firm on their stance to keep Cuban medical professionals who are critical to health care, even though the U.S. government claims these missions amount to human trafficking. Altaviz Munnings leads us off tonight with the Prime Minister's latest comments on the issue. Altaviz?
Good evening, Kushla, and good evening, Bahamas. I can tell you that Caribbean leaders are pushing back against the U.S. government's threats to revoke the visas of officials who support Cuba's medical missions program. In fact, several regional prime ministers have made it clear that they would rather forfeit their access to the United States than compromise health care for their citizens. And that includes our very own Prime Minister, the Honorable Philip Davis. When questioned on the issue today, he told reporters the Bahamas, or no Caribbean country for that matter, will intentionally engage forced labor.
Before we engage anyone from Cuba, we send a team of professionals, sometimes numbering up to 12, to interview persons who would like to fill the needs that we have, and that has been the case. We will not intentionally or willingly engage in matters that amount to forced labor. In fact, our Constitution it is enshrined in our Constitution not to participate in forced labor or slavery.
Health and Wellness Minister, the Honorable Dr. Michael Darville, told the Nassau Guardian that losing the handful of Cuban medical professionals in the Bahamas would deal a blow to the optometry program that's helping hundreds of Bahamians deal with critical eye issues and could delay treatment for many others awaiting care. The Prime Minister isn't prepared to lose these vital health professionals either, and he's fully committed to fighting for the Bahamas on all levels.
Will know is that I'm in for their interests. Whatever it takes to protect their interests, I'm willing and prepared to do. And we'll be responding comprehensively to the requests asked of us. And if that does not find favor, well then, so be it.
And the government treasures its relationship with the Cuban doctors here. Health Minister Darville even told the Nassau Guardian that because of the Cuban doctors' help, significant work has been made in clearing up a COVID-induced backlog here in the Bahamas. Mokashla?
Well, also, I think what's important here on the issue of labor is how are these individuals being paid? That's the sticking point for many people.
Well, the Prime Minister said today that some of the medical professionals, when they get paid, a portion of their salary does go back home. And he even reminisced that same system worked back in the late 30s, 40s, and 50s when Bahamian farmers were working in the U.S. and they sent their salary back here to the Bahamas.
Well, thanks again. That's our Altaviz Munnings joining us live in studio. Meantime, international reports cite that 43 countries may be on a complete U.S. travel ban. On the draft list, 5 Caribbean nations, namely St. Lucia, Antigua and Barbuda, Dominica, St. Kitts and Nevis, and Cuba. When asked if the Bahamas is wary about being there, here's what the Prime Minister shared.
We have no concerns about being banned from the United States. I think once we sit down and dialogue, the United States will understand the plight of all my Caribbean brothers and sisters, and they will respond.
Well, a major step forward in the country's renewable energy transition. Meantime, Bahamas Power and Light Company today signing an agreement to boost solar energy. Our Devontae Hanna has the details in this next report.
A push towards a cleaner, more sustainable energy future taking shape as Bahamas Power and Light Company today signed on the dotted line of a power purchasing agreement with Madeline Solar Power Limited, paving the way for a 20-megawatt solar energy system to be installed.
And what does that mean for you? Lower energy costs, greater energy security, and a healthier environment for all.
Those points at the fore of the government's goal of achieving 30% renewable energy by 2030, adding to the desire to provide better electricity service for all.
This project will integrate seamlessly into the national grid, adding critical capacity right here at Blue Hills Power Station.
Now, construction for the grid is expected to happen over the next 18 months and should be commissioned over the next year. Now, as it relates to the construction phase, up to 100 Bahamians are expected to be employed, and officials believe that through the integration of this grid, it will lead to direct savings for the Bahamian people.
Once you have that direct sunlight and it's powering and creating energy, sending it into the grid, the fuel cost that you naturally would see as a part of your bill, that portion is eliminated for the amount that you use from the renewables.
Madeline Solar Power Limited, a Bahamian-owned company, now sits at the cusp of what is expected to be a new dawn for energy in the Bahamas.
Combined with the already operational facility of Lucayas Solar Power in Freeport and the parallel build-out of the facility in Exuma, we will become the largest single independent power producer throughout the archipelago.
They earned the project through a request for proposals launched by the Davis administration last year and will be held accountable should they fail to live up to their end of the bargain.
The PPA for this project includes clearly defined key performance indicators and penalties for non-performance. Provisions have also been included to lock down rates, which will ultimately protect Bahamian households and businesses.
Officials say the transition to solar energy will not only reduce the country's reliance on fossil fuels, but also help stabilize electricity costs and, by extension, provide hope for.
Well, in related news, the government's moved a step closer to finalizing its deal with Pike Electric, with only a few outstanding matters left in the hands of the transition team. Energy Minister, the Honorable JoBeth Colby Davis, today confirming that negotiations for the 25-year deal are in its final stages to ensure a smooth handover.
That is focused entirely on making sure that we do the secondment to the standard in HR and BPL policies. And
we do apologize for that technical difficulty. Coming up, though, UB names its new president. You're watching the Bahamas Tonight, the National Report. There's more news in a moment.
If you listen closely, you can hear the heartbeat of a nation. That unique sound of a great country, pounding with colorful history, a rich culture, and unwavering ambition. When you look around, you recognize its pulse. The people who love to celebrate, who identify with triumph, a people who know how to be our brother's keeper. Commonwealth Bank, built by Bahamians, here for Bahamians, Bahamians helping Bahamians.
This one? No. Hey, look, KFC has an incredible promo.
I already had that for lunch.
Crunch your hunger cravings and satisfy the whole family with KFC bucket meals starting at just $20. Get freshly prepared golden fried chicken, buttery biscuits, and add your favorite large size. Bucket meals starting at just $20. KFC, finger licking good.
Experience the difference with BTC's fixed services.
Whether you're working from home or enjoying family time, BTC ensures you're always in touch with the people and moments that count. BTC isn't just a service, it's a lifestyle. Stay connected, stay inspired, and live your best life. BTC.
Throughout our lifetime, we must all make decisions. No matter how we choose, the right one just needs to be made. Like having J.S. Johnson Insurance Agents and Brokers as your insurance partner. We've been serving the Bahamas for over 100 years. Whether you need home, motor, marine, or commercial insurance, make the right decision. Call 397-2100 or visit jsjohnson.com.
JS Johnson Insurance. Peace of mind.
What if I told you Wendy's has a new burger? With a flavor so secret, it's almost too delicious to handle. Well, now it's time to unlock that flavor. Try the new sweet and smoky barbecue cheeseburger. We can't tell you everything, but we can tell you that it's packed with flavor, including our secret barbecue sauce. Try the new sweet and smoky barbecue cheeseburger today. Available for a limited time.
The news is brought to you by Bahamas Striping Group of Companies, where safety is first.
You're looking at a shot of the lake at Albany. Welcome back. The University of the Bahamas' Board of Trustees today announced its decision for the institution's new president, and this following a months-long exhaustive search that saw more than 90 candidates from here at home and across the globe vying for the top posts. Corval Pyfrom reports now on who will be UB's fourth president.
In announcing the university's new president, Chair of the Board of Trustees, Allison Maynard-Gibson, defended the selection process amid questions over why a Bahamian wasn't chosen.
The process was very inclusive. We're very happy to recognize that the finalists were all highly qualified people, and as you well know, that finalist also included a Bahamian.
But in the final analysis, Maynard-Gibson says the committee, after receiving over 90 applicants, chose the candidate most suitable.
Today, we are pleased to announce that the new president of UB, effective the 1st of July 2025, is Dr. Robert Blaine III.
Dr. Robert Blaine III obtained degrees in music from the University of Rochester, Catholic University of America, and Indiana University. He currently serves as the Senior Executive and Director of the Center for Leadership, Education Advancement and Development, or LEAD, and the Center for Municipal Practice, National League of Cities based in Washington, D.C.
The Board of Trustees selected Dr. Blaine based on his vision and expertise, paired with his commitment to transformative education, which aligns with the university's mission and strategic priorities. He brings a wealth of experience in implementing sustainable quality enhancement initiatives and leading through complex regulatory landscapes.
The committee launched its search for a new president back in June of last year. The process included consultation and feedback from various stakeholders, including faculty, students, the business community, and unions. The pool of candidates was eventually narrowed to 3, with each finalist meeting and engaging with the university community. Dr. Blaine will succeed Janae Hodder, who has served as acting president since 2023. Initially, there was some concern that there would be protests to this appointment. However, we've seen no indication of that. As for Dr. Blaine, his 3-year appointment will mark the institution's 13th presidency. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Corval Pyfrom.
Well, there may not have been a protest, but UB's board is not happy about it. But UB's board is happy about it, but the same can't be said in the case of the Union of Tertiary Educators of the Bahamas, who tonight is expressing what it says is its profound disappointment and even outrage over the decision to again appoint a non-Bahamian as UB's president. UTEB deeming this nothing short of a slap in the face to every qualified, competent, and committed Bahamian professional. Unions now calling on the government to exercise its influence to ensure the university does not go rogue and does not act against the best interest of the Bahamianization philosophy. UTEB vows that it will not be silent on what it calls this continued pattern of exclusion and is demanding present succession planning and mentorship programs. You're watching the Bahamas Tonight, the National Report. There's more news when we return.
Health is the greatest gift. That's where we come in. Bahamas Medical and Surgical Supplies is a premier distributor of medical equipment, as well as medical and surgical consumables. Our engineers are always on hand, providing top care service that saves lives. We carry a wide selection of over-the-counter and prescription items, IV fluids, and other injections. Our products are state-of-the-art, and our entire team stays on top of cutting-edge technology. With more than 2 decades of dedicated service, Bahamas Medical and Surgical Supplies continues to be a trendsetter and innovator in healthcare. We have set ourselves apart by truly caring for our customers. We understand the intricacies of healthcare, and we produce spectacular results. We cherish our partnerships and nurture our friendships as we continue on our quest to help everyone maintain that wonderful gift of good health. Find us on 95th Terrace, Centerville, and now located in the Lucaya Shopping Center of Freeport, Grand Bahama.
At BOB, we take pride in our business banking.
I chose Bank of the Bahamas because it was a Bahamian-owned bank. The bank has certainly supported our evolution through overdraft facilities, purchasing of equipment, facilitating of salary payments, and I really believe that Bank of the Bahamas is able to help in the development of the local economy. I would truly recommend the services at Bank of the Bahamas.
Introducing the Focal Smart Pass app that helps you to fuel up faster. Here's how it works. Download the app on the App Store or get it on Google Play and create your profile with payment details. Visit your nearest Shell station. Open the app, scan the pump's QR code, select your payment amount, and begin fueling. Say goodbye to cash and cards because the Focal Smart Pass offers secure and convenient payment options right at your fingertips. Download Focal Smart Pass now and fuel up faster today.
This portion of the news is brought to you by 700 Wines and Spirits, bringing celebration across the nation.
The No More campaign is a global movement to end sexual and domestic violence, and it's backed by the Commonwealth Group of Nations. From its headquarters in New York, wife of the Prime Minister, Mrs. Anne-Marie Davis, shared the story of suicide victim Charissa Culmer, showing how her tragedy is turning into triumph for other victims of violence. Our Felicity Darville fills us in.
The No More Silence, Speak Your Truth platform provides a safe space for those impacted by domestic violence. Leaders of the No More campaign heard from Ms. Anne-Marie Davis, who shared how her own activism has led to tangible results. In 2022, young Carissa Culmer was found hanging in a hotel room in front of her toddler. This alleged suicide sparked outrage from Mrs. Davis.
I was so angry at the vigil that they had for her. I stood up on the stage and I just beat up the police force, including the commissioner of police, for no security at the safe house, for not paying attention to her screams. No one is hearing. For her boyfriend who tortured her being on bail, who was monitoring his ankle bracelet. And I just went on and on and on. And the commissioner of police called me in his office and said he was going to make some changes. Everything that I called for, he was going to do it. And he did. And we are now going to open the safe house that he built to be more focused, to be totally focused on women and young girls.
Mrs. Davis told the No More campaign that this is how to move from activism to action.
We are opening the new building that the Commissioner of Police started, And this new commissioner of police that we have, which is now a woman, I have spoken to her already, and she said, yes, we will be opening the new domestic violence unit at the end of this month.
Mistress Davis said that every Bahamian can take part in the No More campaign by speaking out against every act of disrespect and violence from the home to the community. From the Commonwealth headquarters in New York City for the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Felicity Darville.
On a lighter note, liquid gold, but it's not petroleum. This product, though, providing a rich sweetness to any recipe. And get this, it's made locally. Our Danielle Dean tells us more.
It's a local brand dedicated to producing, then providing the Bahamian public with a healthier alternative to a popular product, honey. The golden liquid at 242B Masters has an array of health benefits. It acts as a cough suppressant, heals wounds, and even helps digestion. And if that wasn't enough?
So, you know, in food and dips, you can't double dip. Honey, you can double dip because it's antibacterial, antimicrobial.
Honey starts as a flower nectar, sugar-rich liquid produced by plants and glands called nectaries, collected by bees, which gets broken down into simple sugars stored inside the honeycomb.
Bees build the comb, they build their housing, and then they produce honey and put in the housing, right? Because understanding that honey is also their food, right? So they're storing their food in the combs in the little chambers. In the Bahamas, we have such a large variety of trees in a concentrated area. So we have from medicinal plants to fruit-bearing trees, vegetables, flowering plants. And bees, for us, pick up almost all of those anywhere in a 3 to 5 mile radius. They pick that up, and that's what the honey is produced out of.
Natasha Ramming, part proprietor of the bee company, remembers the company got its start when her husband, an avid fisher and advocate for nature, had an epiphany after teaching a beekeeping course back in 2014. From then to now, the company has been committed to providing Bahamians with a healthier alternative to sugars and artificial sweeteners. With Health Matters for the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Danielle Dean.
Well, we're going to toss the luck of the Irish over to LaDawn and Marlena, who are going to give us a sneak peek of Access Now.
Well, because it's all things green and a good luck charm day, I'm going to ask you and Marlena, do you know anybody from Ireland or anything from Ireland?
I know a few.
I can't say I do. I can't say that.
Marlena?
Off the top of my head, probably Sam, Annie, and Shauna, who I'm sure are out having a night out on the town in Nassau and showing everyone their Irish culture.
Yes, yes. And I know Austin Mullen over there in Spanish Wells. I'm sure he's having a dandy time over there as well.
That sounds good. Stay with us. The National Report is back after the break.
This portion of the news is brought to you by Folk Call Smart Pass, the smart way to pay at the pump.
Diet-friendly special.
What is this? Oh, ghost pepper burger. Chicken. I always at Popeyes, so me just come and taste the chicken. Wow. Nice. Crunchy. This is off the chisholm.
Wow, that is way better than I expected. Very spicy, extremely spicy actually. The bread is very soft. The chicken is juicy. Yeah, that's spicy food.
Are you or a loved one under medical care? Do you need affordable medical supplies? Ports International is the largest home healthcare supplier. Medical supplies at the very best price. And you can even shop online. From hospital beds to wound care, wheelchairs to walkers, Ports is a one-stop shop for your medical supplies, and we accept insurance. We have online shopping and 2 locations to serve you, at the Airport Industrial Park and Shirley Street. We also ship to the Family Islands. Shop online and visit us on Facebook. Call Ports at 377-1771.
Honorable Wade Watson, MP for Bain and Grantstown presents Contractors Bonfire Training, calling all Bain and Grantstown contractors, builders, plumbers, electricians, tilers, AC repair, landscaping contractors, heavy equipment operators. Sign up on March 18th at 6:30 p.m. at Blue Hill Road Constituency Office. Learn how to sign up to bid on government contracts, learn how to bid, and learn the bidding codes. Limited space available, so act now. RSVP to 326-2482 or 827-2482. March 18th at 6:30 p.m. Blue Hill Road Constituency Office.
And that there does it for the National Report, but stay close. The Bahamas Tonight continues.
We've been more than just an airline. We've been a bridge connecting families,